My name is Ngoc Nguyen. My pronouns are he, him, his. My piece is Untitled. It's one of those cold drink, lounging in a hammock kind of summer. Bugs humming, providing me with the white noise I need to be with my thoughts. The kitchen cool floor and the warm sun embracing my tiny body telling me everything's gonna be okay. As a ray of sun found a place on my arm and turning the hair blonde, I smiled to myself. I think I'm turning white. All my worries evaporated as I continued to play by myself. We had just landed here in Charlotte, North Carolina, only a few days ago. Our family left in urgency and secrecy for fears of kidnapping and extortion. I didn't understand that leaving that day meant leaving forever. Being 7, I had some ideas of what was happening, though I was more excited about being on an airplane, something I've only chased on the ground with my friends. I was excited to eat American foods, and most importantly, I was excited to make new friends, white friends. A white church group sponsored our family to America from the refugee camp that we stayed at in Thailand. There, we slept among hundreds of families in a giant stadium from all different places in Vietnam. We had daily English classes and social etiquette lessons. I remember our family laughing at the suggestion that we should not pick our nose in public when in America. Who does this, we thought? Not us. And then I remember a day being naked standing in an open room with my dad and other men, squeezed in, feeling scared of what's to come. The physical exam was cold and routine, and I didn't appreciate the prick of vaccine at the end. No small talk, no privacy, not even a lollipop. The white church people rented us a house, stocked our fridge with foods, tried to lift our torn spirits. And on one exciting day, they took our family to the local Goodwill for a shopping spree. I can get anything? I was excited, and so I naturally ran to the toy section when my mom yelled, "Get the jackets! It's snow here in America." Deflated and sweaty, I walked out with 3 oversized jackets that I was told that I'll grow into. As a family, we left indebted and gracious for their hospitality and generosity. So we attended church on Sunday to hear them speak about God. We were saved, and we began to idolize our Savior. There was also a time when my mom fabricated a story about running into an American soldier at the market. He randomly just stopped her and gave her a candy bar to reward me for being good. I was special, I thought. This soldier knew about me, I thought. I ate that story up like that piece of chocolate. I'm realizing that stories about whiteness permeates through my younger years. If it's not from my family, it's from TV and radios broadcasted in Vietnam. It's even more apparent when I came to the States where there's even more white people. All this taught me that white is dominant, white is beautiful, white is better and visible. Anything not white is less than. Anything not white is ugly and should be invisible. In school, I worried about being in ESL classes because that meant I couldn't grasp the English language and fail at assimilation. I was embarrassed to enjoy the foods of my culture because the aroma is seen as unrefined or rotten. Things intensified when it came time to date. Self-worth became a huge theme, as I was convinced that my features and small frame was undesirable and ugly as I became invisible in the sea of men at the bars, or when I'm reduced down to a profile picture. My desperation to be loved really showed itself in my first relationship. It was bad in many ways. One, by me being inappropriately young for him. We could only see each other on the weekends because the weekday was for his girlfriend. Our romantic weekend getaway to the mountains was a secret. I lied to my parents about my whereabouts. I felt special and loved as he drove me down to the Santa Cruz Mountains that night, ready to lose my virginity. At arrival, I was instructed to stay in the car while he checked in as being the only occupant. In the following week, the heat and the passion of being a teenager in love quickly dissipated as fears and angst set in. I was never told about this part, the part of waiting for an HIV test result. Looking back now, I wish someone had told me that there was a higher power at play. No, not God. I was already told about that. I wish someone had told me that there's this system that is set up to make me feel bad about myself. It's a system crafted to make me feel like I don't belong and that I am less than. It will constantly remind me that I am an other. You will remind me when you ask me where I'm from, then reduce me down to my now tasty foods. I'm reminded when you ask me why I never changed my name. I no longer get upset at my mother for making comments idolizing whiteness because I understand. I understand this is your way of expressing your trauma, Mom. The trauma that told you that your skin is not white enough. The trauma that told you you need a white hero in your story to validate your parenting. The trauma that white people saved you from a war. A trauma of a war you were a pawn in, where your livelihoods were ignored. The trauma of coming to a country with big promises and then are treated like a second-class citizen. My path to self-acceptance doesn't have an end like this story. I know it'll be a constant battle every time I turn on the TV, walk down the street, and living my life. What have ended for me is wanting to be someone else. When asked now about my roots and my name, I graciously think back to my oversized coats and say, Ngoc is my American name.